Hello, the internet. It is Saturday, the 10th of June, 2023, and welcome back to the channel. I was just looking at these coins that I've acquired. A couple of dollar coins, $2 coins. Let's get these glasses on. Because this does beg the question. The question being, and I don't have the answer to this question either, that's why we're doing a stream. That's the Queen Elizabeth on that coin. I don't know, you won't be able to see that. If I couldn't see it, you definitely can't. And that's the Queen Elizabeth on the $2 coin. And on all of most of our currencies anyway, any Commonwealth country has the Queen of Elizabeth, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth. Rest in peace. She's gone, she's taught, she's dead. And King Charles is the replacement. So that begs the question, when do the coins change? Does the currency change? I don't know the answer, so I wanted to sort of ask and see. Are we going to be getting new currency in the form of new notes and new coins? Is that affecting every Commonwealth country? Is Canada getting it as well? I mean, I feel like England's going to get it first, right? Yeah, I don't know. What happens? And then the other question is these central bank digital currencies that are coming, are they going to affect this at all? Like, what's the point of bringing out more of this crap when no one's using it? We don't really need it, do we? Like, I got a oh, that's right, I spent it on Jack. I got a couple of $20 tips throughout the week in my day job, and it was funny because when they gave me the currency, I was like, oh yeah, I haven't used like bills in so long. You're just so used to just tapping your phone or your card. And I was like, oh, that's right. I got to put those in my wallet. And then I looked down at my wallet and I was like, dude, this thing is dead as well. Like, it's all falling apart. There's like holes and shit in it. Like, that's not going to work for anything. I'm thinking like, isn't money a thing of the past? Isn't it done? Are we over? I feel like it's over, right? It's done. And when I say money, I just mean the physical currency. Like, there's still obviously going to be tender and barter. There's going to be buying and selling. There's going to be exchange of value for goods and services. But I'm just saying, is it time that this is gone? And what better time to get rid of it when the king or the queen is dead and the king lives on? Well, why would you spend all of this resources and money, funnily enough, funding and money to make new currencies when no one's using them anyway? Well, less and less people are using them. Not no one's using them. So that's the question. Do you have an answer? Because I don't have an answer. It's a fascinating question though, but at this stage, it's just me chatting to myself because there's no one in my chat. So I guess I'll just sit here in silence. I do see 2 likes and only 1 person watching the stream on YouTube. I see other viewers on, dude, D-Live? I see 2 viewers on FC2. I'm streaming over there. Come on over to YouTube if you want to partake in this chat, because I'm only looking at 1 chat. It's very quiet right now, though. I'm looking at it. I see it. That's the YouTube chat. If you want to be in that chat, you've got to come on over to YouTube. I guess we could do a little Google searching. If you guys aren't going to talk to me about it, I guess I could do a little research myself and find out. But just want to bring some crew over here if possible. No one watching on Facebook either. It's a very quiet. I guess it's a long weekend in Australia because it's the King's birthday on Monday. Well, the day we celebrate the Queen's birthday. It's funny they've got the same birthday. What? The first weekend in June? How did that happen? Yeah, we celebrate the birthday of the King now, not the death of the Queen. It's kind of strange, isn't it? But let's do a little search then. Let's go over to the Google machine. I've already searched this up, so it should come up. Will there be new currency with King Charles? When will the King Charles coins and notes be in circulation? So this is speaking as if it's a given thing. While the designs of the new King Charles banknotes have been released, they have, the money itself won't be available in circulation until mid next year. And that's from March this year. Okay. Interesting. So it's a given that they are doing this. And is that a mock-up or is that the actual note? Now that's obviously a pound. What's going on with that? Why is it cut off like that? I don't know. By the way, a little side note. Did you know the study of currency is called numismatics? Numismatics. Yo, Dougski, how you doing, man? Hey, Gibbs. Hi, everybody. It's just you and me, Doug. So hello. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for popping into the chat. By the way, on the chat, what's that love heart, dude? Have we tried what that does? Oh, little emoticon. Does that come up if I do it on my chat or... Okay. I guess that's a online thing. I didn't see anything happen then. Oh no, there you go. Little love hearts flashing. 100%. Okay, little funky little emoticons there on YouTube machine. So yeah, numismatics. They're GIFs, or GIFs. I thought it might come up on my OBS, but it doesn't. By the way, side note, this is the first time I'm streaming with fiber internet hardwired in. We were streaming with fiber through Wi-Fi, which I'm having difficulty with, to be honest. My Wi-Fi from my Fritzbox 5590 dumbs it down quite a lot, by half. I've got gigabit internet, so I'm getting 1,000 megabits a second from the NTD and from the cable from the NTD. But the moment you plug it into the Fritzbox and then use the Wi-Fi, it drops down to about 400. So it's less than half. So I'm hardwired in right now, and I'm pretty stoked. Not that I need gigabit download speeds to stream, but it will come in handy when we have panels, because I'm bringing everyone's feed in and then sending it out as well. So that'll come in handy. But this is the first time that's happened, so I'm pretty psyched. But yeah, numismaticists. Good housekeeping. Everything you need to know about King Charles coins. Oh, whoa. Time magazine. King Charles III won't appear on Australia's new $5 bill. The nation's central bank said Thursday its new $5 bill will feature an indigenous design rather than the image of King Charles. Oh, that's going to be hectic. Is this part of the voice to Parliament? Let's see, folks. Let me just pause. Get out of there. Hold on a second.
Banknote feature. Reserve Bank has decided to make the next $5 banknote feature a design honouring the culture and history of First Australians. We support this decision from the Reserve Bank. The change won't happen for a fair while yet. There's actually plenty of time to consider and consult on the design that best honours First Australians. Also, it's important to remember that the monarch will continue to be on our coins, as the government has made clear. And so this decision, taken independently by the Reserve Bank in consultation with the government, is an opportunity to strike a good balance here. The monarch will still be on the coins, but the $5 note will say more about our history and our heritage and our country, and I see that as a good thing. The proposal from the Reserve Bank is that the $5 note would contain a First Nations design rather than a person, a design. And they intend to consult broadly and widely over a period of time to choose that design. This is a decision that they've taken, but I was consulted on it and I said that the government wouldn't have a problem with them going down this path. I think this is a good opportunity to strike a good balance between the monarch on the coins and a First Nations design on the fiver. I think it's the right decision taken for the right reasons, and I welcome it.
So that's just one note, the $5 note. What about other notes? Rob Mac, g'day Gibbs and chat. G'day Rob, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that's just one note, the $5 bill. Hey. Keep it down. Interesting. Oh, there's Taylor Swift. That's not what I wanted. Go back to the story though. I just want to see if it mentions any other notes. Get that out of there. Australia is removing the British monarchy from its banknotes. No, that's not what it said at all. It said the monarchy will still be... What a shitty lead-in headline. That's directly the opposite of what the guy said in the video. He said it's still going to have the monarchy. It's just not going to have the king's head. But yet the first line said, Australia is removing the British monarchy from its banknotes. No, it's only talking about one note and it's still there. Doug, the monarch is only on the $5 note. Is that a fact, dude? Is that right? Is that how it is right now? I mean, I got $5 right here. Is that right, dude? Are you telling me that I've not noticed that? I don't have any other bills here. Are you telling me that on a 50 there's no queen? That shows how little I've paid attention to this over the years, because I thought that the queen was on all of our currency. You're telling me she's only on the $5? Wow. That's news to me. That's why I love live streaming, right? Jeez. So they're making a new $5 bill. The king is still expected to appear on coins that currently bear the image of the late Queen Elizabeth. Here you go. This is directly what Doug just said. The $5 bill was Australia's only remaining banknote to still feature an image of the monarch. Huh. All right. I guess that's written in stone. The bank said the decision followed consultation with the centre-left Labor Party government, which supported the change. Opponents say the move is politically motivated. The British monarch remains Australia's head of state, although these days that role is largely symbolic. Like many former British colonies, Australia is debating to what extent it should retain its constitutional ties to Britain. Australia's Reserve Bank said the new $5 bill will feature a design to replace the portrait of the Queen who died last year. The bank said the move would honour the culture and history of the first Australians. The other side of the $5 banknote will continue to feature the Australian Parliament. Okay, the bank said in a statement. Treasurer Jim Chalmers said the change was an opportunity to strike a good balance. The monarch will still be on the coins, but the $5 note will say more about our history and our heritage and our country, and I see that as a good thing. Opposition leader Peter Dutton likened the move to changing the date of the National Day, Australia Day. I know the silent majority don't agree with a lot of the woke nonsense that goes on, but we got to hear more from those people online, he told 2GB Radio. That's still going this day, 2GB? Yo, Pertsky! Finally caught you live. G'day, Ben. Hey, Pertsky, how you doing, man? Welcome to the Streamskins. Dutton said Prime Minister Anthony Albanese was central to the decision for the King not to appear on the note, urging him to own up to it. So it's Albanese who's behind this. The bank plans to consult with Indigenous groups in designing the $5 notes, a process it expects will take several years before the note goes public. Current $5 bills will be issued until the new design is introduced and will remain legal tender even after the bill goes into circulation. The face of King Charles III is expected to be seen on Australian coins later in the year. $1 Australian is worth 71 cents in US currency. That's in there just in case you're wondering. British currency began transitioning to the new monarch with the release of the 50 pence coin in December. It has Charles on the front of the coin while the bank commemorates his mother. Blah, bling, blong, blang. This story goes on and on and on. We don't need to read any more of that, but there you go. That's the answer. The answer is, in Australia, aside from the coins, we don't have any queen on our notes except for the $5, and that's going to be changing. So if you want currency with a monarch on it, you're going to have to collect the existing coins and the $5 bill. If you don't care, like me, then BFW doesn't make any difference, right? We're fast moving away from this crap, right? We're not going to be... I predict within 10 years, this will be a collector's thing only for those numismaticists like Coin Captain out there. Those are the guys that'll collect this stuff, but who still walks around... Who still walks around with shit in their pocket, jingle jangling? Like, who does that? I can't handle that. And it falls out. You sit in a train, you put your feet up or your knees up on the seat, and then the coins fall everywhere. It's stupid, hey. Coins are stupid. But there's the answer that we were looking for. I'm just wondering what's going to happen with the central bank digital currency. I always want to go central bank digital currency, the CBDCs that are coming. I wonder what that entails. Is there going to be but will there be a digital representation like an NFT, let's say, online of that currency? And will that include an image of the king, or will that all be indigenous as well? Yo, Vanfrick's in the house. What? Yo, how you doing, Vanfrick? I still use my car mid-console as a coin wallet. I've got one of those in GoVan and I don't use it. Pertsky, I'm a cash man. You still use cash, do you? Right on. It buys me coffee and cigarettes. Okay, fair. Yo, David in the house. Hey, Gibbs and chat, and good morning. Hello, David. Good to see you. Thanks for swinging by. While you're there in the chat, tap the little love heart gifts and stuff. It doesn't make a difference on... Oh, wait a sec. There's an interaction thing here, isn't there? Let me just see. Interact. There's a new feature. Where is the interact feature? No, there isn't one. I was going to say that little love heart that you see on the side of the chat bar, I think that only works on the YouTube chat. But then again, there you go. I see a little... Something popped up, some celebratory measures. I thought there was... Oh, no, there's an interact button there. Let me see if I press it now. Does it do anything? Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's me interacting. What if one of you yahoos interacts with it? Yes! Okay, so we can have it working. I've got to pop up the interact feature. And I wonder if I go off that scene, what happens? Does everything go to crap? Now if I come back over there. Oh no, that's cool. Okay, open up the I want interact to always be open then. That's cool. A little nice little feature there. Some love hearts. Lots of love hearts. Lots of 100%. Lots of... Oh, that's beautiful. I kind of like that actually. YouTube, you're moving. You're slowly moving with the times. YouTube, you've grown up on us, haven't you? And I wonder if that makes a difference to the algorithm. Does that help the interaction? Because you yahoos are doing things in the chat, being active. Is that a good sign for the YouTube machine algorithm? In the chat, Vanfrick, I prefer cash. I usually take my salary out in cash. Is that right, dude? I'm not into being traced by money use. Traced by monetary... Traced by money? So you're saying that if you use physical, tangible notes and coins, there's no trail of it. Interesting. But will Hex be the substitute for physical cash? Asking for a friend. Holy crap. Do you want to transition to talking about Hex? I mean, I feel like we've ended this conversation, right? Like we've assessed that, well, Australia anyway is getting new $5 bill and it's not going to include King Charles. But, and you said, yes, no trail. Okay. Pertsky says, yeah, I take out a few thousand at a time, then I keep a stash at home. 99% cash transactions. Interesting. Okay, well, I might be in the minority though, because I haven't used physical cash in a long time. And when I got given it, I got tipped a couple of bills the other week. And yeah, I was like, oh, that's right. I gotta put these in my wallet. And then I got to give them to somebody and they can exchange it for, and they did. I bought Jack with it. I was like, yeah, okay, I know what I'm doing with that. Thanks very much. I went straight to the bottle shop and got 6-pack, which I've got in the fridge, a couple for later on. We'll do a kick stream later on today. But do you want to touch on Hex a little? Let's go to a chart. I want to pull up CoinMarketCap for Hex on Ethereum. Let's just go and have a look at this. CoinMarketCap. Rob Mack, I never use cash anymore. You and I, dude. You and I, skins. Let's search for Hex. Hex is down. Look at that, folks. Under a cent. 2 zeros and a 7, and look at the chart. If you go to the 1 day chart, that is the 1 day chart. 7 day chart, wow. Cookies. I'm going to accept all the cookies. The year chart is down. There's a spike up to what was that? What? I thought that was $1.08. That's 11 cents. So it's down. It's under a penny, under a cent. Vanfrick, I don't know all the news, but my advice is the same as before Big Payday. It's a scam. Ooh, wow. Okay, hex up your slide. Hex up your slide. Hex your life up was the call. Hex your life up. Here's my take on this. Okay, so there's a conversation going around the community, and it's been going for a few weeks now. Is one hex worth more in terms of intrinsic value? Is Ethereum hex going to be worth more than the Pulse hex? So just to be super clear, it sucks that this has happened, but what they've done is, or what Richard Hart has explained, is that hex, which is actually Ethereum hex, is now called eHex, and the new forked version on Pulse chain is actually called hex. So it's a stupid way to do it, because every chart and every tracker tracks hex, which is the Ethereum hex, but yet we know hex is now Pulse hex. So people, myself included, are stipulating which one they're referring to by saying eHex or pHex, even though hex is pHex. So we're going to talk about it in the sense of eHex and pHex. eHex, as soon as Pulse Chain launched, I was like, yes, finally we don't have to touch that stupid Ethereum chain and get slammed with gas fees. Because daily I've been looking at the Gwei chart, and it's like, there was a time there before Zen Crypto, before Jack Levin came out and went, I'm taking everything. Before that, I remember thinking, I'm not going to transact on Ethereum unless the Gwei price is in single digits. It's got to be under 10 Gwei. It hasn't been under 10 in over a year now. It's gone up to something ridiculous like 150 at one point. I saw 154. So that rules out any transacting for me anyway. I'm not a big player, right? I'm playing with small DCA amounts weekly. I said to myself, as soon as Pulse launched, I'm like, that's it. I'm done with Ethereum. I'm not touching it. Okay, I've got my stake ladders out 15 years. I'm not touching Ethereum. And so I started working on acquiring pHex and doing it that way because the fees are a lot cheaper. Then what happened is the market decided that eHex is suddenly worthless. And that's what we see here in this chart over the last, say, week or month or so. The chart has just plummeted. This is people selling off, getting rid of it, right? And you can see it's down to like, that's very, very low. That's under a cent per hex. So at that point, someone like me who isn't playing with a lot of excess capital, but is DCAing, dollar cost averaging every week into something. For me, it's been Pulse Hex and a little Bitcoin each week, putting a little into both. Now I'm looking at that chart thinking, shit, man, I said I wouldn't touch Ethereum anymore, but if it's that low, is now the time to scoop up? Let's go back to full size. Where is the, where's that little, down here? Oh, it's so small. Sorry, I couldn't even see it. How much, if you put in 100 US at that price, you're coming away with 12,000 hex for $100. You're coming away with 12. So look, it could be a chance to get in, and then you stake it, you add it to your staking ladder, and you forget about it. Because let's not forget, and I see the comment from Pertsky says, don't do it. So let's not forget that when I went in on this, all the money I put in was donated to me. In fact, Hexologist in the day, he came in and swung by on DLive and dropped a lot. I did put in some. Remember I was converting Gaze token? Had to go through the, what was that weird exchange we had to use for that? I was converting cos.tv. I was converting Gaze token. I was converting Lemon at some point from DLive. And then the only time when I've put in my own money into Hex was when I was in New Zealand and I was working for the winter. Dude, I started my job in New Zealand yesterday, last year, the 9th of June. How about that? It's the 10th of June today. So from today through till October last year, I was DCAing into Hex with my own money. So I haven't put in a vast amount, but I have put in drip fed. Now, and each time I did that, I staked it out for the 15 years. So my staking ladder comes out when I turn 63. When I'm able to receive that, I'll be 63. So the point of that is, if you keep that in your head, isn't now a real good time, given these prices, the conditions we're seeing right there, isn't this a good time if you're not looking for short-term gain? If you're looking for the long term, wouldn't it behoove you to say, okay, well, you were dollar cost averaging last year. It's at an all-time low right now. If you keep dollar cost averaging, your bag goes astronomical, right? It's getting vastly larger because it's so low right now. And you're not going to be concerned with the pricing at this current day. In fact, you're not going to be concerned with the pricing until 15, or now it's 13 years, right? We've done 2 years, or we've done a year and a half. For 13 and a half more years, you're not really going to worry about the price. Although I will say this, there are some stakes that I did periodically leading up to that. I think I've got a stake coming out in about a year from now, which I am sort of looking at the price. But so that's the way my mind's thinking, right? Van Frick, it's a good time to scoop some scam. People being given wealth by scams before. Eat Pant. Hello, Eat Pant. Eat Pant. It's a dog eat dog. It's an Eat Pant too. Oh, that's a troll. Just get rid of that dickhead. Just get rid of dickheads like that. So that's the point right now. We've got a position where, or we've got a situation where it's like, there's an actual chance to do something long term, but if you're short term focused, it's not the right time to be doing it. It's down 87% in a month. 87% down. That's hectic, hey? So I want to engage Pertsky. Don't do it. So Pertsky, you're still in the belief that Hex is a complete scam, total scam, I'm assuming. Van Frick is saying it's a scam, but it doesn't mean you can't make money out of it. So there's two different sort of thought patterns there. One, well, the consensus is it's a scam, but the other thing is you can still make money from it. Pertsky knows. So, okay, so I got that correct. So I'll say this again. What about all those yahoos that have made a lot of money from Hex already? And that's something that I haven't really been able to process, because all the way through this Hex experience, I was told longer pays better, bigger pays better. So if you get in for the short term, you're not as good as those that go in for the long term. Yet we see people buying Lambos, living the good life, living in mansions and all that stuff, but Hex is only 3 years old. So how is longer pays better a thing right there? I mean, theoretically, I've held longer than those yahoos, and the payoff is not better. As you can see, it's a way less, right? So how does longer pays better actually work if people are already wealthy 3 years in? I've never been able to grasp that, and no one's really ever explained that to me. Pertsky says, I doubt eHex will ever gain again. So you're okay. So then answer me this: what happens? Like, where can it go? Can it go all the way to zero? And what happens? I genuinely don't know. I'm so new to crypto. I've only been here since the big payday, about 2 weeks before big payday. So what happens when a cryptocurrency value goes to 0 cent? Well, is it like that equation where you can never quite, if you keep taking a step towards a wall, you'll never actually hit the wall? Because every time you take a step, no. Someone told me this when I was a kid and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But they said if you keep walking half a meter towards a wall, no, if you take a step and then you take half the step, you'll never actually hit the wall. Is that the same kind of thing? It's like an urban myth or something. Van Frick, how many people did become millionaires on Hex? Is there a number of people? I mean, yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. And there was some conflict about that because people that had Lambos in the early days, apparently they were rented Lambos. They weren't belonging to. And then you've got the case where some OG Hexicans were asking for donations, which does not sit with that. That story doesn't check out, right? If you're OG and you've made life-changing millions off Hex, why would you need donations from the community? I never quite got that, but nobody really explained that, and I was like, that doesn't really. I've always been engaged in this and always been interested to see how this works, but there was some things that just never quite. The wheels didn't click into motion for me. They just didn't lock in. How much a percentage of Mr. Hart crypto is that? How much percentage? Well, Richard Hart, or the OA, the origin address, owns 90% of Hex. And there's rumors, the speculation is nobody knows who that origin address belongs to. Pertsky says yes. Vantrick, it already is 0 because there is no money. It's trading for nothing. It's trading for nothing. Well, no, that's not true. It's trading for 0.007812, but there is still money. There's still money in there, just not much. Even I can sell Hex down to 0. So what happens when it gets to 0? What I'm asking is when it gets to 0.000001, and then that 1 goes to 0, does the thing just implode? Even I can sell Hex down to 0. Pertsky, unless someone wants to come in and hype a distressed coin, that's basically manipulation. Think how many collapsed Ponzi's there are in history. I mean, thinking about Ponzi's, the only thing I can really think of is BitConnect. But then what about things like Herbalife and Good trivia question. Name a Ponzi. Give me an example of a Ponzi. BitConnect and Herbalife. Fire Festival. Will CBDCs affect crypto currently or cryptocurrency? Crypto currently. Will it affect crypto currently? Interesting. Don't mix actual MLM and direct scams, multi-level marketing and direct scams. Interesting. Okay, so let's not go down the avenue of defining a Ponzi or defining multi-level marketing, but let's just sort of keep it focused on Hex. If you've staked for 15 years and it's the June 10, 2023, and eHex is plummeting and you guys are saying, well, Pertsky's saying that it's going to go to 0 and it's done, what do you advise you do with your 15-year stakes? That's the main question, because people, if you did it correctly, you're in long term. And that's why I'm getting back to none of this stuff should affect you if you staked 5555, which was what we were all told was the go, right? That's what, when they came into the, do you guys remember? You know what I should do? I should pull up that stream. I've got all my streams archived. I should pull up that stream when Hexo, it was Hexo, RG3, heaven forbid the Joker. He came later, thankfully. what's his name? Kinetics, Balliet Brand, Matty Allen. All those guys came in and rated me on DLive and Heximofo and got me into Hex. And the sell, the big sell was, dude, here's some Hex. Stake it out. See what you think. We'll give you the thing to get you interested. So they gave me Hex and I staked it out. And then remember that first stake that we did that went for about, yeah, I'm over a year now. That one was for 12 months. Well, we put in 600 USD value of Hex and we took out $6,000. No, dude, better than that. We put in 300 US dollar value of Hex at the time and we pulled out $6,000 US. That's close to 10 grand Australian. What did we do with it? We put it right back in and staked it out. And that became part of my 5555 stake. So where I'm at right now, and I guess I'm asking you Yahoos, what is the advice that should be given to a staker of Hex that's in for the long haul? Should they not even be looking at this? Should this not even be a... But if you don't look at this, then you'll never... Like, you could argue, and someone may argue this line, but you could argue that if you don't look at that chart now, then you're still in the green because you're not touching your Hex at all now for a long while. So you're still good. But then again, if you believe, if your instinct and your, not integrity, what's the word where, if your opinion hasn't changed and these outside manipulations, in this case, Pulse Chain's come and changed everything. There's no denying that, right? Pulse Chain launched and everything just changed. So if you can sort of forget that that happened or not let that concern you and still focus on your, well, not focus, but forget about your stakes for 15 or 13 more years, then there's no cause for concern, right? Except if you want to put a little more in. And the only thing I'm saying is I'm in that position where I do have a little more freedom of currency, let's just say, because I'm working these god-awful hours in this job and trying to pay off my GoVan, but I can put a little extra into Hex. And if it's so low, right? If it's so low now, isn't this the ultimate time to do that? Right now, if I was to buy Hex, I'm buying it at a premium, right? It's a huge discount. This is like DCAing for 3 months when I was in New Zealand. What I could buy right now is the same amount that I bought over the whole time I was in New Zealand, and I could do it in one go. So that's what, like, that's the cogs, the process, that's the way the wheels are turning in my head. Back up in the Chisel chats. I have a stake until 2028, $3 stake. Vanfrick, why don't you invite them for a new stream? It'd be really nice to get an updated info from the people themselves. I mean, would asking those guys onto my channel, now that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. James in America, cheers gives. Yo, okay, I don't get cheers very often. Cheers, man. Smash the little love heart button. You can choose whatever you want, like little celebrations and stuff. It's all animated now on YouTube. There'll be no lights left on in Hex in 13 years. Potsky, you reckon it's all over? But okay, so your advice, Rob Mack, Hex may never bounce back. Okay, I'm hearing it. Vanfrick, $10 will make you a double-digit millionaire worth the ticket, but Santa will come beforehand. Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of. There's not a lot of. Not love, but there's not a lot of belief. Not a lot of belief in Hex in the chat. Here's the thing with me. I want to believe. Life is so fucking awful to get ahead and to make something. It sucks in this world that I want this to succeed. As I say that, the chart went down even further. It's now 007775. Yeah, so I'm 47. my run in terms of accumulating financial freedom, financial well-being is now or it's never, right? And I feel like I've done quite well. I'm not saying I'm doing quite well, and I've got my investment property, and I feel like I'm good. But in terms of being better and more comfortable, I'm thinking, and I've thought this. I thought this back in 2013 when there was the discussion about buying Bitcoin with a significant other person, and someone in my sphere at the time was in crypto and had bought Bitcoin, and they were saying, Benon, you should get in this. And me and my partner at the time sat down and looked at it. We looked at it we had 2 computers back to back. That was funny. We both looked at it. We were both looking at it on each computer, and I was like, should we do it? Should we put $1,000 in? And eventually it was like, and it wasn't just her, it was both of us that decided. We said, nah, forget about that. It's a bit sketchy, hey? It's a bit weird. There was this Silk Road. You had to buy it. No. I'm mixing up what I've seen since then with what happened in the day, but I think that we had to, it was so sketchy how to get it. And anyway, we decided against it. But maybe that was a blessing in disguise, because if we had to put $1,000 into Bitcoin in 2013, maybe now there'd be a shit fight between the two of us to who takes what kind of thing. So maybe that was a blessing in disguise. Santa comes every year. What are you talking about? Okay. Hex will be your last Santa. I'll send letters as well. Okay. Okay. Can we have a look at the chart again? Is there an hourly chart here? 1 day. Can we make that a bit smaller? That's as low as it goes, the 1 day chart. You can't go 1 hourly. Buy Bitcoin. I mean, I've been DCAing into Bitcoin as well. That I can understand and support. Oh wow, okay, so that's an interesting comment, Vanfrick. So you understand the value proposition behind Bitcoin, but not the value proposition behind Hex, and therefore you support Bitcoin, but you don't support Hex, but yet you do have a Hex stake. So does that mean that you've researched it? Does that mean that you've engaged in videos and streams, but yet you've still declined it, or have you? Totally correct. So you've been down the rabbit hole, and nothing anyone has said to you has convinced you of the value or the validity of Hex. Is that what you're saying? You have a $3 Hex stake. Yeah, okay. People will know what Bitcoin is in 13 years, Pertsky. Yes. And you're saying they won't know what Hex is? I was mining Ethereum with 48 GPUs in 2017. Hex is a scam. Hex is a scam. Okay. We've definitely heard that before. What? Break it down. Break it down. Give me the person who's doing the scamming. Who are the people who've been scammed? And how long can this scam continue to run for? Those are the 3 kind of questions that I've got on the 10th of June 2023. Who's the person doing the scamming? Where are the people? And who are the people that have been scammed, and how long can this scam continue to go for? That's where I think we'll conclude this. By the way, smash the like too while you're there, folks. I see 4 likes and 5 watching. I like that ratio. Yo, Pertsky, Daleski, how you doing, man? What a dooskins. How you doing, man? Smash the love heart too while you're there. Hex is down over 90% for the last 6 months. Incorrect. It's down over 90% for the last 3 years, or for the last 2.5 years anyway. So it's not just 6 months. It's been down 90% since all-time high. All-time high is longer than 6 months ago. It's been down for a long time. There you go. Some little animations coming up there from the YouTube machine. I love it. Vanfrick, if I was a multimillionaire, I would launch GivesCoin. I would pay an exchange to list it, and I'll myself use $2 million to make liquidity in the coin. So now people can buy GivesCoin to $1. So you're saying you're essentially saying Richard Hart paid exchanges to list the coin, and he provided the liquidity. Guess who is selling gives? The OA, yourself. I see what you're saying. This is definitely an interesting kind of hex discussion, because we don't hear uneducated yahoos on stream talking about this, really. We only ever hear from, and maybe it's the wrong circle of hex streamers that I listen to, but we only ever hear of people who proclaim to know everything and tell you what it is and what it isn't. Whereas here I am, a hexagon, confused by it, which I think makes it a little bit more of a unique discussion. We've got the selling points, we've got the ladder, we've got the token, we've got the two chains now. It's still a little bit confusing. I still don't get how there are multimillionaires from Hex in the short term when we were told how longer is better. I still don't get how a coin can launch, or a chain can launch and then, well, no, I get that. So, wow, there's a plane flying. Can you hear that low humming noise? What's this? Hold on a sec. Can you hear that? It's either someone outside or it's feedback from my sounds like an amplifier is too close to a microphone, but there's no amplifiers here. Can you guys hear that? If you can hear it, tell me you can hear it in the chat. Hang on, I can just listen here. Amplifier is too close to a microphone, but there's no amplifiers here. Can you guys hear that? If you can hear it, tell me you can
Hang on a
hear
second,
it
hang
in
on.
the chat. Hang on, I can just listen here. It's too close to a microphone, but there's no
Hang on.
Can you guys hear that? Hear it. Tell me you
Hang
can
on a
hear it.
second, hang on.
Hang on, I can just listen here. It's too close to a microphone, but there's no
Hang on.
Can you guys hear that? Hear it. Tell me you
Hang on a
can
second,
hear it. Hang on, I can just listen here. It's too close to a microphone, but there's no
Hang on.
Can you guys hear that? Tell me you
Hang on a
can
second,
hear it. The feedback loop's going to go on forever. Forget about it. I don't know if it's in my cans or not, though. Are we too close? No, that's not. Dude, I've never had this before. The only thing that's different is that I'm hardwired into my Ethernet connection for better internet, but now I'm getting feedback? It's bizarre. It sounds like a boat or a plane or something. We can hear it? Okay, cool. What could it possibly be? Move my laptop? A bad cable. Bad Ethernet cable? Magnetic. I only hear feedback when you repeat it, not in the stream. I'll turn off that background tune. Crank up. Okay. Crank up your speakers now. I won't say anything. I'm going to start talking again. It sounds like a boat, like an engine. Let me just pop outside and see if it's outside. It's there. You can hear it, Pertsky. Okay, let me just see if it's something outside. Dude, it's something outside. It's like a boat engine or a car engine, or it's not here. It's not me. It's next door. Next door is a holiday apartment, and there's people there. I saw them with their dogs and stuff. It's not me. It's coming from next door. That's bizarre. And now it stopped. Completely stopped. It's definitely not outside. No, it is. It's completely stopped. Listen. Crank it up now. Completely gone. Completely gone. Whatever it was, there was like a boat engine or something outside. It was a weird resonant tone that just came straight. It came from. There it is again. It's so strange. It's coming from behind, like, because that's where the holiday house is. It's coming from that, like, right back there, which is all of my gear. And I was like, wow, what's... And I thought it might have been this Ethernet cable that's hanging off the wall here. Bizarre, hey? So strange. So strange. Back in the chit chat, make a powerful dildo. Ah, shit, a giant vibrator. Jeez, I go away for a second and you guys are freaking in the gutter like that. It's like takes you no time to get into that gutter, Dale. You got a pass to go down. Dude, Hex just dropped even further. 0.0078 now. It was 7.7 before, now it's 7.8. And the vibrator vibrates on. It's easy trolling an audio file. Dude, when I hear something like that, I instantly think what's going on with my system. Because for the first time ever, I now have the ultimate live stream setup, right? This is freaking awesome. I've got everything perfect. Okay, two things. I need better lighting. And I know you guys don't think so because it looks good for you, but I'm looking at a pretty shitty LED light from like 2006. I've got tissue paper over it as a not a reflector, as a diffuser. About 20 of the LED lights to themselves are now orange, not white. They've decayed over the years. And it's very glary on my face. So I want to get at some point, and when Hex goes up, I will do it, but I want to buy 2 key lights from Elgato, and I want to buy a Stream Deck with the button, the knobs, the dials. That'll be great for the Wieners game. Turn the music up, turn it down. So aside from that, I'm pretty stoked with my setup. And it's taken, how long have I been live streaming for? Many, many years. It's taken this long to get it perfect. Like, my laptop's perfectly powerful. I've now got gigabit internet, hardwired in, fiber style. Perfect. If Hex goes up, it likely will, but it's not guaranteed. No, it's not. X-tag on. X-tag on. Death Spiral. Yeah, where were we before that? I know, I was just saying, and I guess it was kind of like just me smoking myself, but I was kind of saying that this conversation about Hex doesn't seem to get done. Doesn't happen often. You don't hear somebody who considers themselves a hexagon, right? I'm a hexagon. I've got a 5555 stake. Well, I've got a few of them. I've got a bunch of them. I have my ladder. I have invested in Hex. So I'm there, but I don't fully understand. Well, first of all, I don't fully grasp cryptocurrency because I'm new to it. Before Hex, I'd only dabbled in a small amount of crypto because of DLive with the Lino testnet, and then obviously the Tron ecosystem with BTT and TRX. I got in, little dip my feet in there, and then all of a sudden Hex and Ethereum and Bitcoin and all that other stuff. So I'm new and I'm always learning more, but yet I lean towards Hex in the sense that it seemed to me, and this was the sell point as well, it seemed that if you hadn't got in to Bitcoin in the early day, you'd left your run too late. More or less. Like, well, to see the big gains, to do the big X's, you've missed that chance, right? You should have got in on 2013 or even earlier, but I had the chance in 2013. Well, actually, it wasn't even 2013. It would have been 2012 because we broke up in 2013. It would have been late 2012 when this conversation happened. Actually, yeah, it would have been around Christmas time 2012. So I missed that chance. And now I felt like I've got another chance to not miss something in the form of hex, to make big X's. Daleski, I'm so glad I didn't buy Hex. I'll stick with investing in tangible assets, actual real world value. Crypto is just numbers on a computer, all hype, no substance. Yes, I'd agree. Dale, almost correct. Crypto is still in alpha of 0.0001. It's so untangible. It kind of reminds me of when magazines first went to print, to digital from print. It's like, who's gonna be reading anything online? You're still gonna want to buy a magazine. It's like, they both exist, right? You're still gonna buy magazines. You're still gonna buy a digital subscription. You're still gonna read things on your computer. I think they can both exist. Like, you can have tangible value, and you'll never lose that. Like the value of a motorhome, or I was going to say a boat. Boat's a bad example. The value of a house or a block of land or real estate, that's always going to be tangible. It's always going to be there. But that doesn't mean that there's no value in non-tangible items. And that, I guess that dovetails back into what we're talking about with coins and stuff. Like we have the physical coin. This is the Dale representation, right? This is your physical coin. They're cumbersome, they're clunky, you can lose them. That could have fallen down. And then I don't know where it's gone, right? It's easy to lose that shit, yet people still use it. But now we also have the representation of that in a form of a digit on a computer, which still has a value to it. So if you're gonna, thank you for all these little emoticons. If you're going to discredit one over the other, which I know you're not doing. You're not saying that one has to exist and the other can't. I know you're not saying that. But are you being me in 2012 when I looked at Bitcoin and said, nah, ultimately the decision was don't touch it? Are you being that guy? Because if I could go back to 2012, there'd be a difference in my approach with the knowledge that I have now. And I feel like we have the knowledge now, and we've had it for a couple of years now with Hex. We've got the knowledge, and we've seen people become very, very wealthy. So that, and that's why it doesn't sit with me. That's why I'm struggling, because we've seen people get very wealthy from Hex. Allegedly. We haven't, I don't know anybody, but we've seen it online. Either it's a big flex and they're all lying, or it's real. People are living different lives. People are retired. Like, people have retired very early and they're doing their own thing now on the back of Hex. Yet the confusing thing to me is we were told longer pays better, but these guys are already wealthy within 3 years. So I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be at that point where it's like, dude, this is 2012 all over again. Why didn't you listen in 2012 and you're still not listening in 2023? Get the fuck out. Smarten up, dude. You've got to not you, Dale, me. I'm talking about me. Don't miss out when you have the chance. It's presented to you again, and it came to you again, and you declined it again? What's wrong with you, dude? Did you not learn from your last mistake? Silver and gold are historically a good buy. I have some Bitcoin just in case. Yeah, Dale, and I know you have a little Bitcoin stack. The only crypto I think that has legitimacy, they're only wealthy if they sold near the peak. And so that's fundamental to my discussion point, that the hexagons that made bucket loads off Hex already, they were not staked, right? They can't have been staked. So they weren't even doing Hex correctly. Now you could say, well, there's no real way to do it. You just do what you want, right? Like, you buy it and sell it. Nothing has value until you sell it to the person who wants to buy it from you. So you could say that staking Hex is the worst thing you could do because there's no value in that, because you're assuming value in the time or in the end period when your stake comes out. People that bought and sold around you when the market was saying, I want to buy, you want to sell, we've got a deal, shake hands, off you go. Those are the dudes that made money, right? So they did that, and we didn't do that. And yet we're the ones actually doing it right. Yet if you keep following this chart, we're the ones that are suffering. That's the way I see it anyway. That's my issue with staking. You're trapped. No thanks. Yeah, okay. I get that. And I'm certainly feeling a little of that. And so exactly my point, why wouldn't now be the greatest time to smash a little hex on the Ethereum chain? It's down fucking all-time lows, right? Smash a little of that into your bag. Do you stake it or do you hold it liquid? And do you sell it when that thing skyrockets again? I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. Hex is a long-term game, but the ones that have made money off it, bought and sold. Bought low, sold high. It's happening right now. Like right now is the time when it's doing the thing that it did, and Yahoo's did the thing that they did. And even though this is not financial advice, clearly, what's going on? What are we missing out on? Are we going to miss this? What's going on here? All-time lows, folks. All-time lowses. Staking ETH would be nice. Too bad you need 31 ETH. Do you still need 31 to do that, do you? Their traders make bank every transaction. Cha-cha-ching. Day traders, I think is what you meant to say. Day trading. I'm just saying. Actually, by the way, is that a lower low here? Yeah, this is the daily chart, right? Yeah. It made it. It was already lower than. So it hasn't. It's not an all-time low right now. Dude, I mean, look. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I think I'm going to do. None of this is financial advice. I'm going to buy a little on the dip today. Am I going to stake it? Probably not. I'm going to hold it liquid. Lower low on daily. Yeah, that is. Yeah, you're right. That is. Yeah. Doesn't mean nothing. A lower low on the daily doesn't mean anything. Well, no, I'm just saying if you wanted to buy it, when was the best time to buy it? Earlier today. If it goes up, then it will be from pure speculation and manipulation. My guess is that it won't happen. Too much going on elsewhere. Ooh. I'm going to buy a small amount myself, but Hex is still a scam. That's an interesting take. Vanfrick, that's a very interesting take. Your understanding of something, in this case Hex, is that it's a scam, but yet you're willing to be a part of the scam because you see the value in it? Is that what I'm understanding? Have I paraphrased that correctly? You believe it to be a scam. You're convinced it's a scam, but you're going to inject monetary value into the scam because there's going to be a payoff that's going to benefit you from the scam. Remind me again where the scam is then. Educate me, like fill that blanks in. What part is the scam there? Are you scamming other people because they're also doing that? Or who? Are you saying a scam can be a good thing? Are you saying getting scammed is good or bad? I guess it could be good, right? Why not scout the Australian Stock Exchange for investing in penny stocks? I wouldn't even know how to begin that. I mean, you got to get a broker and shit, don't you? Dalesky, scam is a strong word. I look at this as hype, like the tulip craze a few hundred years ago. History has many examples of hype-driven things such as this. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't think I have any further questions. I'm just here to talk freely about it, right? Like just to discuss. Oh. It's gone up, folks. It's now 0.008, so it's on the rise. Who's buying? Fanfrick, did you just buy? Did you just buy because it went up? I'm telling you, not financially. You just changed the price, right? Okay, scam is too hard a word. This is Van Frick speaking, but let's just say it's a token without any use case. I prefer scam. People understand that there is no value. Again, going back to the idea of what is value, value only equates itself when there is someone willing to sell something and there's someone willing to buy it. That fundamentally gives you a value. When you have an exchange of something for something else, and there's an agreed upon rate of exchange, that is where it comes from. That's where value is derived. So isn't that every cryptocurrency? You've got people willing to sell it, people willing to buy it. I don't really get how this is any different. Communities generate use case. So communities being the people buying and selling, but that doesn't mean other community agrees. So, okay, so you're saying that there's a bigger community that disagrees with the value. Man, people are funny, aren't they? So you're saying that there's a certain amount of people on the planet, and you're arguing that that percentage is bigger than the percentage of people that... So that we know that there's a bunch of people that trade buying and selling hex on both ETH hex and P hex. But you're saying there's a bigger amount of people that think that that's stupid and there's no value to it. And that bigger community is going to engulf the smaller community. Van Frick, Dalesky, value also relates to usefulness as well. What exactly can crypto be used for? Not much. Well, the classic tale is it's a store of value. That's the classic use case for crypto, most cryptos. Voting consensus, yeah, that as well. Van Frick and Pertsky making good points. Look. Oh, it's back down. Who sold? 7999. All very good points. All very good points. A lot of it still doesn't really make a huge impact on me, except to say that there is certainly an amount of FOMO here from me, right? There's definitely an element of fear of missing out. And what's the other one? ROMO, regret of missing out. Because I regret making the decision I made in 2012. At this stage, 10th of June 2023, I don't regret the decisions I made before Big Payday to get involved with Hex. I'm not regretting that, but I feel like now we're so low in value that this could be the chance for me to make up for errors in the past. That's how I'm looking at it. James is back. Hey, Dalesky, I want both for you and me to profit from Hex, and the only way to do that is to invest now, but that's insane big risk compared to investing in silver. Okay. I mean, there's an inherent risk in anything that you choose to do, right? Anything that you choose to do, any investment you choose, there's an inherent risk in anything that you choose in life, period. Like walking out the door onto the street, paddling a kayak across the gap at 3:30 in the morning. There's an inherent risk in that. Like you must be able to not equate, but you must be able to determine whether the risk is equal to the outcome. Does the risks reap the rewards? I just want to tell you how it feels. Is the risk worthy of the reward? And that's life, right? That's life. Thank you for whoever's selling, by the way. Back down to 7.8. Dalesky, I perceive mistakes can be tricky. Pendulum one, extreme to the other. That's two mistakes. I think what you're saying is that where the pendulum swings so greatly with crypto that it's always a big. You're saying it's a volatile market, and you'd be a fool, I think, is where you're going with that. I see all my crypto investments as a loss, Van Frick. I'm not touching it until 20 years anyway. Okay. That's wise, low expectations. I'd also high risk, small amount of portfolio. So in that regard, I'm in the same boat, except that I'm not looking 20 plus years. I'm looking for that 15 year, the 5555, which is now 13 and a half years. So I've already been in for that long. That's where I'm kind of looking at taking profits in 13 and a half years. That's just how I've done it. I mean, that's based on the hex stuff, really. By the way, it's a little side tangent here. Delayed gratification. That's one of the mantras of hex staking. Delay gratification. Why? Like, the hexicans preach to delay your gratification. What? Why? Why delay gratification? Like, why not do things now? Like, delaying gratification to me, it's kind of like a weird thing to say to someone. It's like, if I could give it a real world example, let's just say you wake up and it's offshore and it's 2 meter swell from the south. And I look out there, I'm like, dude, the surf is firing. Someone says to me, delay your gratification, go tomorrow. But the conditions are perfect today, man. Like, why would I delay that gratification and go surfing tomorrow when it's firing right now? Delay gratification, you'll appreciate it more. The wind could be fucking onshore tomorrow. It could be sloppy. It's perfect right now. Why don't I go surfing now? Delay gratification. So that when this came up, like this whole idea of 5555 stakes, it's like people are saying you got to delay your gratification, man. I'm like, yeah, but why? Why would I want to delay my gratification? What if you're someone like me who's already lived? Like, I'm 47, right? Delaying my gratification, I'm going to be delaying it through my 50s. I'm not going to get my gratification until my 60s, and then I'm sure I'm going to appreciate it if I make it to 60. So when you're a kid and you've just invested in hex and you're 12 or 13 years of age, you're delaying it till you get to a better age, and sure, you'll appreciate it more. But that's not the use case for everybody. Like, someone who's already old, delaying gratification, you're gambling you're even going to get gratified. It's a strange thing, but yet everybody speaks of it like it's such a good idea. And I just don't get how it can be equated to a good thing with a period after it, because it's not for everybody. Are you going to tell an 80-year-old man to delay gratification, invest in hex, and in 15 years you can live like a king? They don't give a fuck about that. They might not live another day. They might not live they might not even see the end of the year. That's how I'm feeling, and I'm 47. Van Frick, we need to start a church. Give us a praise. We can all meet up every Wednesday and pray for hex. We can help the scam grow faster. I love how you keep throwing the scam word into it, dude. Dalsky, staking is a way of manipulating others for long-term support. No thanks, or you regret it. Delay gratification can mean it never comes. What if you die? What if hex disappears? All possibilities. Not everyone. Hexicans do it, of course. It suits their needs. Well, it's a strange thing, because there's the incentive baked in, like into the code. If you delay your gratification via staking, you earn more of the hex. So you earn percentage yield in hex terms each day based upon your amount of T-shares. Now, I'm not going to go into the depths of what that all means, but if you have a percentage of the pot and the percentage is bigger based upon how much you put in and how long you're willing to hold out for, and therefore every day you earn a percentage of what everybody else takes out of the pot. It's a bit more complex than that, but what I'm saying is the pricks, the fucking OGs who smashed it and bought Lambos and retired and all that shit, they did not stake. They are not in the game. They are buying low, selling high. Is it your time right now to do that? Possibly. In that case, folks, I'm going to leave it here because I want to go and check the surf. And maybe, I already know it's lousy. It is offshore, but it's very small. It's less than a meter out there, so it's probably not going to be worth it, but I'm going to go and check it anyway. I do want to stream later on Kick. I want to hang out, drink some beer and some Jack. If you want to hang out, that's going to be a few hours from now in the afternoon. Vanfrick, here is some math. Okay, well, shit, I'll just wait for the math equation to come in. Daleski, to be clear, staking could work out great, just not for me. Depends what you want. Like, if you want your delayed gratification, stake that shit. If you don't care for that, and you want to make gains in the short term, you want to be like the OG Hexicans who bought Lambos and retired early, buy and sell. Buy and sell. Not financial advice. Depends what you want, agreed, yeah. Vanfrick, on big payday, 1K people bought for 1K each. That'll be worth billions in 5555. How many new hexicans is needed to buy all that hex 5555 days after? So how many new hexicans are there needed to be able to provide that liquidity by buying it when they want to sell it? Good question. John, sorry I couldn't make it to the stream. I'm at Longwood Gardens seeing Disney-themed fountain show. Okay, we'll enjoy that. Before we go, folks, can we just get a few more love hearts and shit in the chat? Just because it's a new thing on YouTube, and I feel like we should be tapping it. I'm going to tap it too. I don't know if that ruins it, but I'm going to tap onto it. 100%. Nothing happened. I can't make hearts. It didn't work for me. It's not coming up on my screen. I mean, it was working before. It was working before on my screen. I'm going to interact this with this. Maybe interact needs to be refreshed. It's not working now. Do you only get a certain amount of something? It's not working at all. Anyway, folks, let's get out of here. I don't know why that's not working anymore, but I do see 8 likes on the stream and 3 watching. You guys didn't like the hex conversation. I get it. I get it. I get it. I can't make hearts. Am I not qualified? I don't know. I don't know. It was working before and now it's not. It's probably the best time to get out of here anyway. I'll see you all in a few more hours on kick.com. Have a good time. If I don't see you then, engage yourselves, enjoy yourselves, keep safe, do all the things, and I'll see you soon on the flip side for another engaging stream. 7851. Shit. Get out of there.